Tell us about this build out and capabilities and who ultimately is signing up to use it.
Well, thank you for having us. Our company is entirely focused on this opportunity of providing wireless access from space directly to the phone in your pocket. So to do this, we're vertically integrated. We build our own satellites, as you were just discussing. We're based in Texas, here in the United States, and we're partnered with over 50 mobile network operators globally. That's how we go to market, because those are the folks who have the customers today, nearly 3 billion of them with the partners that we have. So we're focused on building this network out. We have about an 8-year history as a company. We have over 3,700 patent and patent pending claims on developing this new technology. It sounds far-fetched at first, talking to your regular small phone in your pocket from low Earth orbit, but that's the capability that we have. And this is really important, I think, for everyone, because there's 6 billion phones out there in the world. And as we know, we depend on connectivity so much, and it's very important that that phone works, whether it's convenience, peace of mind, or emergencies, and that's what we're focused on.
Starlink has partnered with T-Mobile. You have partnered with AT&T and Verizon. What can you tell customers about when they can actually expect continuous coverage nationally and perhaps even globally as a result of this partnership?
Right. And so we actually have investment from about 6 different mobile network operators around the world, as well as American Tower, who's the largest tower company in the world, and Google. And so in the United States, yes, like you said, we're partnered with AT&T and Verizon, both investors. And it's very important for us to have that close relationship, because the way we've built the company, our service is purpose-built for the mobile phone in your pocket, so that it just works. And the key there is to be deeply integrated with the operator and solve the operator's problems so they can deliver value to their customers. So we're organized today around getting service out next year. And we currently have about 5 satellites in orbit. We just announced our plans to deliver number 6 and 7 to the launch pad. And as you said earlier, we're looking to put up 45 to 60 by the end of next year. And so this capability is just very important in the United States, but also around the world.
Well, tell us who you anticipate, or who are right now your biggest customers. I'm curious about commercial, residential, and I'm also curious about government.
No, that's right. And the important thing about our company, too, is, space has historically been a bit of a niche. If you live in a rural area, or if you're on a plane and you want connectivity, there are nice little markets there. But this is about going to the mass market, the 6 billion mobile phones in the world. And so that goes for people who live, work, and travel, go in and out of coverage, who have greater ability to pay and want that convenience, as well as people who live perhaps in rural areas who don't have good connectivity, or are willing to pay a little bit more a month to have cellular broadband. Again, this is not a text service. This is a cellular broadband service that we'll be selling. So that's our U.S. and really developed economy story. When you go around the world, there's many countries, though, where there's over 2 billion people today who don't have good 3G or better service on their phones. That means 2G or nothing. And so market by market, our service is valuable to the users and to the operators who support those end users. And then you mentioned U.S. government. That's been a relatively new add to our story in the last 2 years. But given the defense and space backdrop in the United States, this is something that's been front and center for us for the last 2 years. And we're already providing services to the U.S. government from orbit.
So, Scott, you probably know this little company called SpaceX that is out there. And I'm just curious, they did a deal with EchoStar. They became the first company to amass control of the satellite constellations in outer space, the launch infrastructure to deliver them there, and the potential for direct connections with mobile devices on the ground. So there's SpaceX. They're kind of the big behemoth there, the big player. There's you guys. There's Amazon.com. There's Globalstar in the race for ubiquitous coverage. How do you plan to compete with Starlink, which already has thousands of satellites in orbit?
Right, and I think for the layman, it's important to distinguish between service to a dish that you might put on your house or on a car or on a plane, and then the phone in your pocket, right? We all have Wi-Fi at home, and then we have a cell phone for when we're on the go. So this is a market, the cellular market from space, that's brand new. You've seen some players start to enter it, including Apple and Starlink. But we've been at this for about 8 years. This solution is tailor-made, purpose-built for this solution. This is not an add-on new service for us. This is all we do. And that's why we've been able to garner such incredible support from network operators globally, like AT&T and Verizon in the US, Vodafone in Europe, Rakuten Mobile in Japan, Bell Canada, who we just announced cellular broadband testing from Canada today with, who's also an investor in us. So these are capabilities that have been developed with the network operator in mind. We are focused on making their network better so that they can deliver the value to the customer.
Are you not saying that you're competing with SpaceX and Starlink, that you're completely different businesses?
Well, we plan to go after the cellular user through the mobile network operator. They also have a strategy, as you said, that they're pursuing. But this is a market that we think is big. It's going to be worth tens of billions of dollars. There's 6 billion phones out in the world that go in and out of coverage. And all of us know that feeling when we don't have a signal, you're helpless. And so we think that, and all of our over 50 network operator partners think that this is something that really enhances the value of the cellular plan that almost all of us have, certainly in the United States. And so that is a strategy that's good. That's going to be a nice, robust market. And we expect with our technology to be the leader in that because we're doing broadband from space.